guys, it's day 10 of Realistic Fiction, and I just want to let you know that summer's almost here, and you guys are about to go to second grade. It's true. And so I just wanted to remind you of some of the powers that you have as a writer. You don't need a teacher or a grown-up standing beside you every day to write, because you are powerful and you have learned so much this year that I just want you this summer, when you have adventures out there, I want you to think about all of the writing superpowers you have, and I want you to write stories this summer too. So I'm going to remind you of some of the super writing power you have. The first thing that we know about writing is that we set goals for ourselves. You want to set goals so that you can make sure you are doing the best that you can. We create pretend characters. You might create a boy, you might create a girl, you might create a whole bunch of people. You might even create a story about a kitty cat. Yeah, you create pretend characters, and then you invent characters. Oh, you invent adventures for our characters. You can make them go on roller coasters or giant slides. They can go, oh, here's my roller coaster. They can go anywhere. They can do anything because you are the one who's creating the adventures. But then another really important writing power is we get those characters into trouble and out of trouble. We don't want to just leave them hanging like this guy that fell out of a tree and got his legs stuck in the tree. You don't want to leave him in the tree forever. You've got to invent something that gets him out of trouble as well as into trouble. We unfreeze our people. Do you guys remember how to unfreeze the people? Sometimes we say what they're thinking, or we make them talk. We also make them move. Wow! This guy is flying through the air because he tripped over something. Oh my goodness, we unfreeze our people. Make them think, make them talk, make them move. And then we add tiny realistic details. Like, say, if I'm going to write a story about Johnny's Donuts, I'm not just going to say it was a donut. I'm going to say it was a donut. It had a billion colored sprinkles on top. I'm just going to add that little bit of a detail to make my story so much more interested. Another thing that we can do is we can make chapters for our story. Chapter number 1 is when we meet all of the characters. Chapter number 2 is when the trouble happens. And chapter number 3 is when the trouble is all taken care of, when we get them out of trouble. Another superhero writing power we have is to use patterns to stretch out parts. Do you remember that Cynthia Rylant story where she talked about what the cat loved? It loved, let me see, the closet, the towel closet, the bathtub, and Mudge. Yeah, it loved the towel closet, the bathtub, and most of all, it loved Mudge. So we can use patterns to stretch out parts. And then one more thing, we study mentor authors. You guys have studied so many books this year in first grade, so you know how other authors do it. Now it's your turn to go and write your own stories all summer long. The very last thing that we do is we spell the very best we can. We know to stretch out those words and write down all the sounds. You guys, You are really good writers. We're going to have one more video tomorrow that's going to talk about punctuation power. And then those are all our videos for first grade. You guys are strong enough and capable enough and super enough to go and write. Because guess what? When you write, you get better at writing. It's true. Writers who write, they get better at writing. Just like if you practice riding your bike, you get better at riding your bike. If you practice playing soccer, you get better at playing soccer. If you practice drawing a tree, guess what? You get better at drawing a tree. Yeah, it just takes practice. So you guys write all summer long. I'll see you tomorrow.